Republican governors across the country are opting out of federal unemployment assistance. They say the extra cash is keeping people from returning to their old jobs. More than a dozen states have halted the program, offering an extra $300 a week to anyone out of work. Ohio and Georgia are the latest states to join the list. NBC News correspondent Ellison Barber joins us now from one of those states that's on the list, Mississippi. She's in Biloxi. Ellison, good morning. So what are businesses there doing to get their employees back to work?
Hey, good morning, Savannah. And if you can't hear, we are apparently right near a train. So it's early in the morning. Everybody's getting up and going here. And so we have a train sound for a minute. But so it varies, to answer your question, from business to business. And some people are trying different things. But one thing that we've heard from speaking with one restaurant owner, the owner of the restaurant just over my shoulder, actually, Half Shell Oyster House, is that they are at a point right now where they say they're actually having some trouble getting the last little bit of employees and staff they need to come back in. So Kevin Fish is one of the part owners of this restaurant. It's actually a restaurant chain. They have 14 locations all across the Gulf Coast. He says once they started reopening and business started coming back, that he was having difficulty staffing to meet the level of business demand that they had. He said to start, he thinks part of the reasons why people were hesitant to come back had to do with the fact that it was difficult to find childcare. Schools were still closed, and that people also had a lot of very legitimate health concerns. He says now schools are open in this state and the vaccine is widely available. So in his view, the only reason for the last, what he says is 10% of his employees not coming back, he thinks has to do with the fact that they're still getting that pandemic unemployment assistance, the federally funded benefits, $300 checks a week. That being said, he also says that he feels like workers are not being paid nearly enough if they're only making minimum wage. So to get people to come back in who have not just yet, he made the decision to raise wages at all of his restaurants and up their minimum wage to $12 an hour. Listen here.
Well, we felt that, it definitely was a monetary thing, was certainly a component in it at least. So we had always, and we have a fundamental belief as a company that we have a custodial responsibility for the people that work for us, that the food on my dishwasher's table tonight that his children are going to eat are my responsibility. And there's no way he can provide for them at $7.25 an hour.
And so that's actually not all they're doing at Half Shell Oyster House. They also have decided to offer signing bonuses for people who come to work. And if they make it a full 3 weeks working at one of their locations, they can get up to $600. Savannah?
Hey, Ellison, just really quickly, let's talk about the other side of this, because what we're hearing from some businesses is that they can't necessarily afford to do these pay increases or these other benefits. What do we think about that?
Yeah, so we talked to another business owner who owns a catering company and restaurant about 30 minutes away from here. And he says that he pays his workers minimum wage for his caterers is $20 an hour per event. Beyond that, though, he says he simply does not have the resources or the means to offer any sort of signing bonus. He says, obviously we've seen some corporations do this. I mean, McDonald's is doing this in some of their locations, saying, hey, if you come work for us, if you come and apply, we will give you a signing monetary bonus. He says he considered doing something like that to get some workers back because he is understaffed right now. But he said when he kind of crunched the numbers, there was just no way with his small business he could afford something like that.
All right. Ellison Barber, thank you so much for telling us all sides of the story.
Hey, NBC News viewers, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.